Okay, ask you to please stand for the pledge. And how about Mr. Sacco? Would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Michael. Before we begin, I'd just like to take a moment to welcome Mrs. Marilyn Shaw to her first official meeting. I've had the pleasure of almost working on a daily basis for one reason or another in and out of the office, and she's just been wonderful to work with and so very helpful. Thank you, Marilyn, and welcome.
Welcome.
And coming back for her second year now, or third year? Second year, Kaylin Dryden. And we have one other, but not here tonight. Who is that?
Alexa, no.
No. Was she here before?
No, this is her first year.
Okay, so we welcome
Oh,
you
isn't
both.
it, yeah.
His honor, right? His honor?
Yeah.
Yes, honorable Mr. Roman.
Okay, Mr. Staten, we'll move on to presentation.
Sure, so you may remember last time at the last meeting, Mr. Reed presented the district-wide school safety plan. So we put up on the website for a 30-day public notice. So tonight is actually the public comment period, and I don't see a whole lot of people here for public comment. Mr. Reed, has anyone reached out to you with comments on district plan?
They have not.
Okay. I mean, the plan pretty much stays very much like it was last year. There were a few modifications, but an addition of, a couple annexes, but it was, as I said, pretty similar. Mr. Reed and I actually will be meeting with the lady from the safety office at BOCES next week to talk about our plan going forward for the school year. But anyway, this is the public comment period, public hearing for the district-wide school safety plan, but hearing no comments will.
Did we get any online comments?
No.
No,
No.
nothing at all.
So later on in the agenda, we'll ask you to approve the plan for the school year.
Okay, thank you. How about Board of Education Subcommittee reports, Mr. Staten?
Sure. So our Facilities and Transportation Subcommittee met right before this meeting, and I will turn it over to the chair of that subcommittee, Mr. Sacco.
Hey, everybody, people at home, the audience. So transportation facilities met today, and there's a bunch of different things that are kind of happening. So one of the things we discussed was apparently there's the diesel engines that are going to be coming out next year. They're going to be better emissions, things of that nature, and we're on the list to grab two. Is that correct? I got that correctly? A 60 passenger and a 66 passenger. We're also going to grab a couple Toyota Sienna hybrid vans. And then this year there's a 60 passenger and 2 3/4 buses, or the buses I almost had to ride in short buses. Those are going to be coming as well. We have a new mechanic who's a real go-getter. That's my understanding. There's a conversation about considering a policy for seatbelt mandates on buses because of the danger of rollovers and things of that nature on the highways, specifically targeting after-school events.
And that's K through 12?
Yes.
But it would be field trips.
Field trips, sporting events, so not on the routes. As everyone's probably stunned, the EV bus proposition from the state's being pushed back.
You don't
Surprise!
say.
Surprise! Adam is going to give us a in-depth look at what happens in the bus garage. He's going to present to us in January of 2027. And then, hi, Lynn. Facilities, the EPC update, the lighting, all of the new lighting is going to start in a couple of weeks. The boilers in the elementary and the middle school are being finalized. The capital project update, apparently there's going to be a meeting regarding the designing details of the playground for the elementary school. And then the snow bid removal is going to be out for bid in the next week or two. Did you check my work? How'd I do?
You did well. You know what, Mike? Why don't you take a minute just to elaborate a little bit about the Sienna vans that were projected?
Well, I think the issue with the Sienna vans were we have a Suburban that's kind of rusted out. And the Sienna vans are going to get, they're hybrids, the mileage is going to be better. And it's my understanding that the amount for the Sienna vans, we pretty much break even for the most part than get the Suburbans. One of the Suburbans is a 2015, it's like rusted out already. So unless there's more to that.
No?
Okay, I just want to make sure.
If you notice, many of the districts have already gone to those cargo vans versus the big Suburbans, but the Suburbans are very beneficial, but I think the hybrid Sienna is
The way to
maybe a
go
little bit
to.
more to our advantage
Absolutely.
for the distances that we're traveling.
Is the Sienna a cargo type van or is that just like a minivan?
In a minivan.
That's like the.
Okay, but it has four-wheel drive, right? It's like one of the only,
Probably front wheel, I guess.
I think it's one of the only Toyota
It's an
vans
option.
that has.
It's an
four-
option. I don't think they
Is
all do
it?
though,
Yeah,
Is that
it's
something
a
that-
state contract too.
Yeah, so is that something that we require is four-wheel drive? Because we are mandated to transport to certain areas. Like having four-wheel drive in the winter would be, I would think, a requirement for us.
Right, yeah, that's a good question, I'm not sure on that. But as I said, it is a hybrid, so it's, it's not a zero emission bus, but it is showing that the district is making inroads to go the EV route.
Can I ask you probably a question about the seatbelt part?
Sure,
Yeah.
I'm sure all the students will not appreciate this question,
Absolutely, they
but
they
is there
certainly won't.
thought about requiring it all the time? I think some of the rollovers or the accidents that we see on the news aren't necessarily on the highways.
I think some of the evidence presented, there was some YouTube videos that we didn't get to view. But the big push, really, there's a piece of paper I can share with you. This is something that Adam had given us, just regarding that, just because you're talking more interstates, you're talking higher speeds on maybe some county roads, and that was a bigger concern. And then Tony had brought up, how do we monitor that? And we don't. So if we have a policy and we hope people follow it, I don't know if it's for litigious purposes, but basically we're all set on that end. And if people choose not to, the kids choose not to wear them, I think of how all the kids sleep on the bus on the way home from all these events. Should be fun. Also, the buses they're talking about in the future will have shoulder belts, not lap belts. So they'll kind of come across, so that may make things a little bit different, but I'm sure they're gonna be thrilled to hear that.
But it could be a step in the direction, start with longer,
Right.
after school
Yeah.
trips, and then eventually work your way down to.
Yeah. Possibly. So
And
that's
that
kind of,
policy is just for the bus or is that also for the van? The seatbelt?
I can't say, but I know that you're in the policy committee, so you get to hash that out.
Well,
when
I'm
it
just
comes to-
thinking, if you're on a Sienna van and you don't put your seatbelt on, you're gonna hear that ding all the way to wherever you arrive.
I believe students in the vans already are required to wear it.
Yeah.
But on the bus, you don't have.
There's no-
Not yet, you said.
Right.
That may be coming out.
Yeah, sure.
And that's who enforces that. So does a coach get to do that? That's gonna walk around and things like that, well, I'm not part of that committee. So let us know how that goes. Jen and Lynn on the policy committee.
Anything else, Mr. Staton?
No, sir, not at this time.
Okay, how about superintendent's report?
Sure, just want to report just remind you, we are hosting the BOCES Regional High School and Middle School Summer School programs. And as far as I know, those are going well. They're currently beginning tutorials for the Regents exams, which will be held on campus in August. And how's it for superintendent?
Board of Education, old business items?
I was just going to report, as Mr. Sacco stated for the facilities update, you see a lot of the individuals right now working on the APC contract, putting in, one of the gentlemen was showing me the weather stripping, because if you look at even the doors right by the district office, you can just see cracks and just see daylight above and below the doors. I mean, it's just so much lost heat in the winter and cooling in the summertime. So, we talk about obviously the boilers and the HVAC systems, but just the weather stripping along and the insulation and that enveloping the buildings is going to make a huge difference as well. Just want to mention that, but otherwise it's full speed ahead.
I just had one kind of comment, and I think it's just unfortunate when you spend the amount of money that we're spending, the public doesn't see much of what's going on. Unless you're on Sulphur Springs Road and you directly look to see those trailers in the elementary parking lot, no one knows the millions of dollars that we're spending.
Yeah.
Just
remind you that energy performance contract, it's about a $3.8 million contract, and over the 18 years, it'll pay for itself. It'll save roughly about $280,000 a year just in efficiencies for the lighting. That's a lot of money on energy.
Dave, what Tony said, I mean, I know our Facebook page is student related stuff, but should we, I guess, share what we're doing over the summer?
We could absolutely put a message out on our social media accounts.
I mean, I think Laura Gunther does she's not here obviously in summer, but can somebody take pictures, upload them? I don't know.
Yeah, we could do that.
would be nice.
Yeah, we'll put it on the website and our social media.
Years ago, and I don't think that any district does it anymore. When a school district would do a project, they would put like a billboard
Right.
out in front.
Yeah, it's not right.
Yeah, and a lot of public buildings, you see that, who the general contractor is,
Yeah.
how much money is being spent, et cetera, but I can't even recall seeing a school that has it on display anymore.
Your tax dollars.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it goes a long way for the public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, if not, we'll move on to new business. I will read 7.1 through, we had an addition, right, Mrs. Shaw? So we're gonna read 7.1 through 8.2.
7.25.
Tell me again.
7.25.
I'm like 8.2.
Go to the second to last page.
I got that, and then I moved to the next page for,
The items separately.
what's that?
The item 8 one will be separate.
You want that separate?
Yeah,
Okay,
please.
all right, that makes sense. All right, 7.1 is looking for your approval of a substitute teacher aide, lunch aide. 7.2 is looking for your approval of the appointment of a substitute teacher. 7.3 is looking for your approval of a substitute teacher. 7.4 is looking for your approval of a substitute clerk teacher aide. 7.5 is looking for your approval of the appointment of a mentor teacher. 7.6 is looking for your approval of the appointment of a special education teacher. 7.7 is looking for your approval of an auto mechanic driver.
That's the bus mechanic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but I just asked him in the meeting if he was driving, he said no.
No, he has 6 months to get his license.
Yeah,
Okay.
he said he was working.
So we're
on
not
it.
approving him of a driver as a driver.
Right, so his official title right now is mechanic through civil service.
Okay.
But he will be a driver.
Okay, so
But that's the title of the position.
that's the title of the position, even though he's not gonna drive.
He will be.
7.8 is looking for your approval of a technology teacher. 7.9 is looking for your approval of a resignation. 7.10 is looking for your approval of a teacher. 7.11 is looking for your approval of the appointment of a lead teacher. 7.12 is looking for your approval of a mentor teacher. 7.13 is looking for your approval of additional athletic appointments for the fall season 2026-27. 7.14 is looking for your approval of a sports combination, specifically speaking wrestling. 7.15 is looking for your approval of a designation of our official newspaper. 7.16 is looking for your approval of the substitute teacher rates. 7.17 is looking for your approval of the BOCES annual service AS-7 contract. 7.18 is looking for your approval of the budget transfer over $5,000 per policy. 7.19 is looking for your approval of the extra classroom activity report. 7.12 is looking for your approval of the minutes of our July 7th, 2026 meeting. 7.21 is looking for your approval of the treasurer's report of balances. 7.22 is looking for your approval of a resolution authorizing payment of bills as approved by the claims auditor. 7.23 is looking for approval of the Committee on Special Education and Committee on Preschool Special Education recommendations. 7.12 is looking for approval of a district-wide school safety plan, 2026-27. 7.25 is looking for approval of additional athletic appointments for the fall season, 2026-27. Board of Education have any items of concern?
I don't want to pull anything, I do just have a question, and this is just so for my own understanding. When they determine the different probationary periods, so you have some, it's like 3 years, 26 weeks, 4 years, what determines that? Is it based on like instructional versus non?
So if it's a teacher, a brand new teacher, it's 4 years.
Okay.
If the teacher that's already had tenure, then that's down to 3 years.
Okay,
And then if it's non-instructional, say a teaching assistant or any of those other positions
okay,
in that unit, that's 26 weeks.
gotcha. Okay, I was just curious. Perfect, thank you.
Are we okay with 7.7 if we're appointing an auto mechanic / driver by title, he's not a certified driver?
Yeah, because that's the name of that title. If we don't want to appoint him just as a bus mechanic, doesn't even say, well, I need to drive, I'm appointed as bus mechanic. So that title is bus mechanic / driver. And we've done this previously where we allow them 6 months to secure driver's license.
So it's like CDL, what the person needs.
It just seems that you would appoint him, he or she, to a position when they're certified to hold that position.
Can we put like?
I don't know.
pending?
I'm
Yeah,
just asking
Can
the
we put
question.
pending
What?
next to the driver portion,
So-
or you
so-
can't change it?
Well, it states because, again, for a probationary period, 26 weeks, like, then after that probationary period, we could say, well, you made no inroads towards
Yeah.
your license, we're gonna let you go.
Okay.
And we've done that previously with past,
For someone to go
Individuals.
and get their CDL to drive bus and then not be able to obtain work would be detrimental in the other way too.
Okay, thank you. You answered my
Probably
question.
good
pushes
question.
them to go do that, right? Pushes them.
yeah, absolutely.
And David, I want to give you credit. I know I brought up the issue of the Rome Sentinel versus the Observer Dispatch at our last meeting. But you said you surveyed other school districts, and I think the Rome Sentinel it's a better answer to the community, because I think it's more widely read or followed than the current meeting. Thank you. I think I said enough. Anybody else? We're good? All right, we need a need a motion to approve 7.1 through 7.25.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Mrs. Collins. Second, Mr. Mikuza, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone not? Motion is approved. Now we'll move on to 8.1, 8.2. Confirm the tax rolls and authorize the tax levy. Everything here is spelled out in front of us. Need a motion to approve. Ms. Jen? Ms. George, I'm sorry. Second,
I said it's.
Mr. Sacco, all in favor?
Aye.
And we'll do the same thing for 8.2. We just approved 8.1, we'll do the same thing for 8.2. Mrs. George and Mr. Sacco, 8.2 is approved. Are we good, David?
We are good.
Okay. Public will be heard, I'm sorry, miscellaneous topics, Board of Education.
I just had a comment, I was looking at some of the classes in the front door for summer school, and they're smart, because I went for general math at UFA. So I was very impressed at how smart the kids are, geometry and all these crazy classes, and like back in the day, I was like, trying to work that through. So props to smart kids, because I was not one of them in high school.
Yeah, it looks like we're busy.
We
Got a
are.
lot of names up.
Yeah, I believe at the beginning of summer school, they told us they're literally using every classroom in the building.
That's great.
And I guess we're responsible for cleaning and custodial work and all of that. I just,
Yeah.
But that's all factored into our rate that we're getting for the.
You could see why New Hartford did this for a long time.
Yeah,
Never let it go, never gave it up until they had a building project. So I don't know if it's ours to keep, but we'll do it for as long as we can.
Yeah, I mean, it puts strain on our maintenance staff.
For sure.
Because then
Yeah,
once
because-
summer school's out, they've got about 10 days to turn over the middle school and the high school, so they're very busy.
Do we have a lot of our own teachers that are here for the summer school, or teachers are coming in from all over?
Right, it's all over, I mean, because BOCES organizes and facilitates, and we've got a couple of our teachers, but predominantly they're from the districts.
Nice.
Definitely is a win.
We're talking when we do it for the money. so.
No, I
It's okay.
totally
But
agree
it's
with
a
you.
service
Let's be
already.
honest about it.
It's a
It's
service
not the kids.
students.
I think it was a great
I
decision
think
by
the
the.
school is fuller during the summer than it is during
Yeah,
the
no
winter.
doubt.
Well,
Here.
when I
I was
worked at
here one
BOCES,
day.
they told us if you took summer school as an entity, it would be I think the 4th largest district in that area. Because there's so many
Wow.
students.
I think our campus is being run very well during the summer school hours, because I was saying, before we went live, that I brought Abby here last Monday for the workshop for drama club, and we pulled in, and it was noon to 2, so we pulled in at noon, and we're just like, where are all these people coming from? But they had cones up, the buses were going where they needed to, it looked like all the kids were filing where they were supposed to, so even though it's, a big thing, it seems like it's running smoothly. So that's great for the people in our district that are making sure that happens.
Feedback.
Need a I'm sorry, we need a motion.
I'm sorry, miscellaneous topics. I don't want to put any pressure on putting you on the spotlight, but is there anything you want to report or anything you've been doing over the summer or any teams or anything?
Well, the seniors get to paint their parking spots this year. We're bringing that back. I know we have to keep it 4 inches from the side, so it won't be slippery when you get out and you have to use a certain kind of paint. So I think Mr. Flagg worked with that with some of our students, and I don't know, I'm excited for it.
All right.
It's awesome.
And have you signed up for fall sports this?
I just did that today.
You wanna lead the way, put the
Just
seatbelt
right
on now or no?
Yeah.
Let's start with the seatbelt, you can lead
Yeah,
the
you're on the board,
class.
so you gotta,
You can be an example of seatbelts during,
yeah, she's a cowboy.
I just
Funny,
resigned.
meeting to
Well-
wrap up and she did it for a soccer game.
We're good. Need a motion to adjourn for executive session to discuss personnel matter. Mr. Sacco, second, Mr. McCusick, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, folks. We stand adjourned, audience.